Hello again everybody, it's Mel from Stocksbridge Guitar Tech, and I'm here with the third and final part of my lesson on the CAGED system for you. And today we're going to be looking at the scales that we can play over the 5 chord shapes of this CAGED scale. So each chord shape has a corresponding scale that you can play over it, which helps you because you don't have to jump from one position on the neck to another position on the neck when you want to solo in the same key, so to speak. So let's zoom in, let's have a look at the first one of the shapes, which is the C shape. So for this C shape scale, we're using our C-shaped chord. I'm going to be using D major for all of these examples. So to make a D major chord using the C shape, we would move this up 2 frets to here and use fingers 2, 3 and 4. Move those up and bar across the 2nd fret, and then play from the 5th string down. So that's our D major chord in a C shape. And now the scale shape that goes along with this shape starts here. The root is on the low E string 2nd fret, this F sharp, which is the major third of a D major chord. All of these scale examples are all going to start on the low E string. So the fingering for this scale is on the low E, starting at the 2nd fret. We start 1, 2, 4. So we go 1, 2, 4. And we move down to the 5th string and we go 1, 3, 4. Down to the 4th string, same pattern, 1, 3, 4. We move down to the 3rd string and we just play 1 and 3. Then down to the 2nd string we play 1, 2, 4. And then the high E string 1, 2, 4 again. So again we have 1, 2, 4 on the low E, 1, 3, 4 on the 5th string, 1, 3, 4 on the 4th string, 1, 3 on the 3rd string, 1, 2, 4 on the 2nd string, and 1, 2, 4 on the high E 1st string. That's the entire scale. And that will fit over this chord here. Now the beauty of these CAGED chords, these shapes and the scale shapes, is that they're movable. So once we've committed that chord shape and the scale shape to memory, then we can move it around. So for example, we could move it here, which would give us F sharp major, and now I can just play that exact same scale shape and I'll be in the key of F major. So if I was soloing, if I had to play a solo and I was playing this chord or a shortened version of this chord, but I'm visualising this chord, instead of having to jump down here to play F sharp major scale here and make a solo from that, I can just stay in this position here and make a solo from those. Same here, if I'm in D major, I can make a solo from these notes instead of having to come up here. So that's the beauty of these shapes and working within them. So that's the C shape. We'll move on, we'll have a look at the A shape. So the A shape of D major would be played here on the 5th fret with the bar on the 5th fret, and then we would have the other fingers here, or like this. So we're visualising that A major shape, but up here, playing it like this. It's still D major. So to play this scale shape, we're starting here on the low E at the 5th fret. And we're going to play just 2 strings with fingers 1 and 3. So we're going from the 5th to the 7th. Then we move down to the 5th string, but we have to drop down a fret here to the 4th fret. And then we're going to play 1, 2, 4. Then we drop down to the 4th string, we play that same pattern again at the 4th fret, 1, 2, 4. Drop down to the 3rd string, still in the 4th fret. This time we're going to play 1, 3 and 4. Drop down to the 2nd string, we have to move up 1 fret again to the 5th fret. So we're back in the 5th fret, and we play 1, 3, 4 again. And then down onto the high E string, and we're just going to play 1 and 3. So that scale shape again, starting on the low E 5th fret, 1 and 3. Down onto the 5th string, move down a fret and play 1, 2, 4. Move down onto the 4th and play 1, 2, 4. Down onto the 3rd, play 1, 3, 4. Down onto the 2nd, move up 1 fret and play 1, 3, 4. And finally, high E string, just 1 and 3. That scale shape will fit nicely over that. So that's the A shape. Let's have a look at the G shape. So onto the G shape, we play a G shape, remember, like so. And to get to D, we'd have to go up here to the 10th fret with the ring finger. And then we're going to bar here on the 7th fret. So remember, we don't have to play the entire chord. because this one's difficult. So we can just shorten it, but we're visualising the whole shape here. So this scale shape would start here on the B at the 7th fret, and the scale shape for this is 1, 3, 4 on the low E, same again on the 5th string, 1, 3, 4, down onto the 4th string we just play 1 and 3. Now when we move down to the 3rd string we have to move down a fret and play 1, 2, 4. So we're starting here on the 6th fret. Then down to the B string we play the same pattern, 1, 2, 4, but we have to move back up to the 7th fret. And then finally onto the high E and we play 1, 3, 4 again. So again slowly, 1, 3, 4, 5th string, 1, 3, 4, 4th string, 1 and 3, and those all start on the 7th fret. Then the 3rd string we have to drop down to the 6th fret where we play 1, 2 and 4. Drop down onto the 2nd string, move back up a fret again, back to the 7th fret and play 1, 2, 4. And then finishing on the high E with 1, 3, 4. That's the entire scale, which would fit over our D major in a G shape. Let's look at the E shape. So D major as an E shape is just our standard bar chord, because that is the E shape. If we take that down all the way down here, we have an open E chord. So we move it up here, bar across the 10th fret, then make that E shape, we get a D major. Now you've probably already learned the regular D major scale shape, and that's all this one is. So if you already know the basic major scale shape, that's what fits around this E shape. So here we are, E shape, D major, and there's the scale that goes along with that shape. So here we can either use fingers 1 and 3 or 2 and 4. I use 2 and 4. Try both, use whichever you find easiest. So for this exercise I'll stick to 1 and 3. So on the low E string, starting at the 10th fret, we play 1 and 3. 10th fret to 12th fret. Moving down onto the 5th string, we have to move down a fret to the 9th fret, and we play 1, 2 and 4. Staying in the 9th fret, we move down to the 4th string, we play 1, 3 and 4. We repeat that pattern on the 3rd string, 1, 3 and 4. Now we have to move back up a fret to the 10th fret. We play 1 and 3. And now we have to move back down again on the high E string to the 9th fret. And we play 1, 2 and 4. So that whole shape again, starting on the low E 10th fret, we have 1 and 3. Move down on the next string, move down a fret, play 1, 2, 4. On the next string, play 1, 3, 4, still at the 9th fret. Repeat that on the next string, 1, 3, 4 from the 9th fret. Move down to the 2nd string and move back up a fret to the 10th fret and play 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, whichever you prefer. And then on the high E, move back down to the 9th fret and finish with 1, 2 and 4. So that entire scale fits around the E shape. So let's have a look at the final shape, D. Finally we get to the D shape, but instead of playing this D down here, we're going to move it up an octave. I'm going to play it like this, another awkward one to play, and the root is here on the 4th string at the 12th fret. So you can think of this finger barring across, but we only really need to play that string because in the D chord we just play 4 strings. So if we're playing a shortened version of this chord up here, for example, or like this, or if we're playing the whole chord and we needed to solo over this, this is the scale shape we would use. So we're starting on the 12th fret of the low E and we're going to play 1, 3 and 4. So we're going from fret 12 to fret 15, 1, 14, 15, 1, 3, 4. Then we move down to the 5th string on the 12th fret and we just play 1 and 3. Then we move down to the 4th string and we have to move down a fret. So down to the 11th fret on the 4th string, we're going to play 1, 3 and 4. Staying in that 11th fret, moving down to the 3rd string, we play that same pattern again, 1, 3 and 4. Now we move down to the 2nd string and we have to move back up to the 12th fret again. We play 1, 3 and 4. And then down onto the high E, we play the same pattern again, 1, 3 and 4. So that whole scale again slowly, starting on the 12th fret, low E string, we go 1, 3, 4. 5th string 1, 3, 4th string we move down a fret to the 11th and play 1, 2 and 4. We repeat that pattern on the 3rd string. The 2nd string we need to move back up to the 12th fret and we play 1, 3 and 4. And then we repeat that exact same pattern on the high E string, 1, 3, 4. And that would fit around this D chord. The beauty of the CAGED system is that you can just stay in one area on the fretboard and play chords, but also play a solo based around that chord. So it's a very, very powerful system once you understand it, and it is worth spending some time to learn these 5 shapes, 5 chord shapes based around those simple open chords C, A, G, E and D. Learn to play them all over the neck. Learn where the roots are so that you know, for example, if you're playing this C-shaped chord here, you know that that's an F major chord, and you know that the root is there or there. Because once you've got this information, it can open up your playing so much, it will help you so much, it's unbelievable. So it is worth spending time to learn these chords and these scale shapes. So that's the lesson for today, and that's the last part in a 3-part series. If you've happened upon this video and you haven't seen parts 1 and 2 and you don't know what the CAGED system is, then go back and watch my previous videos, parts 1 and 2, and then watch this one again. Now, as I've said before, there are some people who will say to you, you don't need to know any music theory whatsoever to play the guitar. That's something that I don't really agree with. I do think a little bit of theory goes a long way. There are many books you can buy on Amazon that will teach you music theory. There are hundreds of them, and in that respect it's a bit difficult to know what to go for other than looking at the ratings. But I have 4 that I can recommend. These are ones that I have used and still use. So the first one is Learn to Read Music by Howard Shanett. Very good book. The second one is The A-B Guide to Music Theory by Eric Taylor. Very, very good book. This one is actually part 1. There's also a part 2. This will take you up to about grade 5 theory, and then part 2 will take you beyond if you wanted to go further. But that's a very good book, very well written, very easy to understand. Then we have Teach Yourself Music Theory. This one's by Margaret. Another very good book that will teach you the basics. Comes with a ton of examples, a and even a CD. So that's another very good book there. And then this one, it's not really a music theory book. It's more for learning how to read music, if you want to read music. But this is a great book for guitarists. It's Music Reading for Guitar by David Oakes. Again, very, very good book if you want to start learning how to read traditional notation. So I'll leave a link in the description below for all 4 of those books. You can buy them on Amazon. If you do decide to buy one or more of those books, I would appreciate it if you would use the links below, because if you do that, I will get a tiny little bit of commission if you buy via my link, which will help me out. It helps me to pay for the channel and everything. So I'd really appreciate that if you could do that. But that's the lesson for today. As ever, please subscribe if you find my information of any use. Remember to click the little bell notification so you don't miss any future videos. But that's all from me today, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.